Hello, welcome to your Friday. This is week 27. It is the third day of July 2020, and tomorrow is the 4th. I hope whatever you have planned, it is the best plan for you, your family, and friends. I know this 4th is going to be much different, but it doesn't mean we can't celebrate. The 4th of July is one of my favorite holidays. I'm going to do a few things, but I'm also going to celebrate the holiday for which it was intended. And that's our freedom. That's our freedom, folks. You can't get a better gift than that. Last week, I talked about mean people. A trucker who was honking at me, a girl who flipped me off. And I asked for a little help. What do you do when you can't confront something that happened? I got private messages. I got comments on my post, all of which made me think and helped me more than you could probably imagine. I am very confrontational on things I believe in, which is going to go to the subject of today's video. But it's hard for me when I can't directly confront something that I'm a little confused about. I have no idea why the trucker honked at me or why this person flipped me off. But the bottom line is, I want to thank you for watching and thank you for commenting. Today, my shout out is going to go to peaceful protesters. And I want to note something. I believe everybody should have the right to protest peacefully. I don't think it's anyone else's right to use a peaceful protest to riot and loot, steal, become violent, hurt people, burn buildings. And the thing that's really happening is you're taking away from somebody's ability to make change. A protest is to enact change. And when it's trampled on by these idiots burning down cities, the protesters lose, don't they? Every one of us loses, but their point goes to the wayside, and they don't get to make that point. So today's shout out goes to peaceful protesters. I hope your word is heard. Now, today, I'm going to talk about something that could be very debatable, but it's something I'm going to confront because I'm very passionate about this. I understand Black Lives Matter, and I hope the peaceful Black Lives Matter people are able to get their change. But I saw a man on TV by the name of Shaun King, and I believe he's a director of Black Lives Matter in New York or a president or what have you. And he went on the news and said, we need to start eliminating statues or crucifix of white Jesus. Now you've crossed the line, mister. And I'm going to tell you why. I was a state parole agent. And I worked with every type of person you could imagine. I walked into the homes of a black parolee, whereby I would see a picture of a black Jesus Christ or a crucifix. Never once in my career did I think a thing of it. Jesus Christ doesn't have a race. Jesus Christ could be female for all I know. So for you to come into my world and say to remove my Jesus Christ is offensive to me. And I mean it. It made me think a lot. And that's why I thought about the homes I walked into where I would see a black Jesus Christ. My own personal feelings, I don't care if Jesus Christ is black. I don't care if he's white. I know this much. I know what he's done in my life. And that's all I care about. I don't believe in heaven that we have races and all that. Maybe we do. But this guy crossed the line. And I'm kind of getting the feeling he just wants the attention. So I looked up the definition of racism because I kind of wonder if I have some in me. I think we all have a little bit in us. I could be wrong. Maybe we all have a lot in us. I don't know. But I found two definitions of racism that I'd like to share, and they're kind of interesting. The first one, prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Okay, that's one definition. This is the one I like, and I'll tell you why. The belief that different races possess distinct characteristics, abilities, or qualities, especially so as to distinguish them as inferior or superior to one another. The reason I like that is that every one of us has distinct characteristics, don't we? But to treat anybody like that as inferior is racism. I love that. I love that. Because we are all different. Otherwise, we'd all be twins, triplets, whatever, wouldn't we? We're all different. Every white person is different from the other white person. Every black person is different from every other black person. If I have a black friend and he pisses me off, pardon the expression, I don't get mad at him because he's black. I get mad at him because he simply pissed me off. White people do it. Hispanic people, every single one of us. If we don't agree with a person or what they do or what they believe in, that's not racism. But when we treat them as inferior, that's racism. That's why I love that definition. So what I'm trying to say is that I have conducted myself through my life to treat everybody as equal as I can. If I had to arrest somebody, I wouldn't necessarily say they're equal because they broke the law and I didn't. But it doesn't mean I arrest you because you're black. I really am troubled by this because I have some friends. That's all I can say. I've never once thought about them in that way. There's a girlfriend of mine who probably knows who I'm talking about her. I hug her. I say she was one of my work wives. I love her to death. And I've never once thought about, well, she can't be my wife because she's black. Come on. What are we doing here? I don't believe this nation is a racist nation. I believe there is a great deal of racism. But I think there are millions and millions of people who judge you on the content of your character. And I'm sure every one of us knows that's Martin Luther King. On that, I hope I didn't upset anyone. Please make a kind, debatable comment if you don't agree with anything I said. I don't expect it. But when you talk about my maker and taking down something I believe in, I'm going to speak up. Have a fantastic 4th of July, a great weekend, an amazing week next week. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. See you next week.